Hello, everybody. Welcome to STAHLS Heat Press for Profit podcast. I am Liz Reedy with STAHLS, and I am super honored because this is my very first podcast that I am hosting. If you tuned in a couple weeks ago, I was the guest, and I'm taking on the torch for the Heat Press for Profit podcast. We will continue to have guests. We will continue to talk about all things heat printing, all the things. So without further ado, welcome everybody. Happy Friday. We made it. So if you are tuning in, join us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. Tell us where you're tuning in from. What's going on? What's on the docket this weekend? What's everybody's fun plans? Let us know. I'm tuning in here in Menor, Ohio. I live pretty close to our Transfer Express location. And this is going to be a good podcast, and you do not want to miss out because a huge event took place a couple days ago in Chesterfield, Michigan. It was the launch of the century, as I've been told, the grand opening historical event of STAHLS SF-1. So without further ado, my guest, who needs no introduction, and I am truly honored to work alongside with Dave Connor. Welcome. He has spearheaded our content for many years with STAHLS, but he has now taken on a new position working with Fulfill Engine. So Dave, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's just like old times being here again. And yeah, I am so thrilled to join the STAHLS Fulfill Engine team in a more, I guess, formal capacity, because you've probably heard from Fulfill Engine from me previous to this moment right here. But I am thrilled. I drank the Kool-Aid for print on demand well over 10 years ago at a previous print shop that I was working at that started dabbling in it. And it's just so incredible to see how far it's come in the past 10 years. The innovation, the solutions available, and the accessibility. I think direct-to-film kind of really blew the doors wide open. But solutions just like STAHLS Fulfill Engine really do take it to the next level. And when we talk about print on demand, I just want to clarify here, it's not just like single piece orders. Print on demand, at least the way that I look at it, is production meeting demand on time, anytime, at any quantity. So it's just reducing, the merch closet that we see in so many businesses, from healthcare to, any corporate or even like restaurants that have the merch closet of thousands and thousands of dollars of merch that sometimes gets thrown away. And I know becoming more and more sustainable and in the current, economic climate where it's, so many people are pinching pennies where they can. And print on demand supports that for almost any market. So thrilled to be here. Thanks so much for having me, Liz. And what a week it was up in Michigan with so many friends, so many partners to really, kick off the fulfillment center, just the pinnacle of innovation for what I've seen possible with print on demand. So it was so cool, and I'm so happy to dive in more here on the podcast here today.
I'm so excited. I'm not going to lie, everybody. I had serious FOMO. I didn't want to be there. So unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to attend, but I'm going to go right out the gate with my first question for you, Dave. And now, listen, you're going to have to walk us through the vision behind the opening, because what was your first impression? Walk us through that vision and why SF-1 opened.
So just to kind of address at least capacity, it was a very limited audience, right? I think we maxed out at like 100 people, and it was crammed in the production facility and in the room. But going back to the vision of SF-1, it truly is taking all of the innovation that STAHLS has built, whether it be equipment or whether it be the ProPlace IQ or even other printing technology. We just launched Liquid 3D. And so taking that UV printing, embroidery, all of these decoration methods and putting them in there to truly be a playground for the future of innovation. And The entire team up there has worked so tirelessly to put this facility together. But in a nutshell, it is a decoration facility, but it's where we could test out new things. We could really trial and error new automations and play with the technology that decorators on the network for Fulfill Engine now are already doing. But it gives us, truly a playground where we could play with the innovation, see what's the latest and greatest by taking all of this brand new connected tech and putting it all in one building. That truly kind of speaks to the connectivity and the innovation that's currently driving the print on demand space.
Man, I just have like such an appreciation in this industry. And for those of you that don't know, I was brand new. I have been with Stalls for 7 years, but I was a server / bartender for 10 years. And when I first started, we were just scratching the surface of new screen print technology, with transfers. So I'm going into my next question. I have so many. So that was the vision behind SF-1. Now, with this event, what stood out to you the most?
Truly, I think the thing that stood out the most to me was what I would call connectivity, right? And it's where collaboration and innovation meet. So if you don't know about Fulfill Engine, we call it so much more than software. It truly is an ecosystem that connects number one, demand or sellers, right, with brands or suppliers, equipment manufacturers, decorators, fulfillment, and of course, like e-commerce when we look at all of these partners. So that doesn't happen in a vacuum. It doesn't happen in one silo. It truly is a collaboration, but it doesn't happen without technology. So you have that technology aspect really connecting it where everything works together. And that's the one thing that truly stood out. Number one, the people. The people there are, it was equipment manufacturers, it was brands, it was suppliers, and I will take any excuse to catch up with my friends at Order My Gear or Sanmar or Made Lab, the people who are really kind of pushing the industry forward and without gatekeeping or no barriers, right? Like a rising tide lifts all ships. And that's truly what it felt like this week with everybody at the grand opening celebration. But that's really what, is the highlight and was that vision behind SF-1 was truly taking all of these individual pieces of the ecosystem that makes fulfillment possible and putting them all in one room in essentially being able to showcase it through any decoration method. And then even kind of previewing like the future of where we see certain product lines going. I know we just released Liquid 3D through Fulfill Engine here just last week, and it will be coming through Stalls Direct in early 2026. But seeing and talking to the actual product team, they were there on site who developed this product line, and they showcased a little bit of like what the next steps are. I don't think I could officially share anything on the internet, so I still have to stay a little tight-lipped. It was just a sneak preview, but seeing that was so incredible. We had Rock, so the Rock Now printer is like just an absolutely incredible piece of technology that takes direct-to-garment printing to the next level. Melco was on site with their embroidery machines and showing how they're connected and have this smarter brain in them than ever before, which really enables the automation and the technology to give not only decorators that, efficient production, but it unlocks that capability too for small decorators or brands who are looking for decorators to work with. So, and one thing too, I do want to mention, like, this is definitely intended more to be a playground, right, for Stalls to drive the solutions that we have forward. The vast majority of decoration that happens through the Fulfill Engine network does happen at actual decoration sites. So that's one thing that really truly is a kind of keystone in this flywheel of a solution that we call the ecosystem of Fulfill Engine. But that is kind of the big keystone that enables so much to happen are decorators out there across the United States. There's 12 on the Decorator Network, and we're always adding more as capacity kind of grows. And so that's one thing I definitely want to like. This is not meant to replace any decorator at all. This is a sandbox for us to play in.
Love that.
And really drive decorating solutions forward, and be a place where, you know, these brands or, you know, like Order My Gear, somebody who has e-commerce stores and has this great platform, can bring people in kind of with an open door here to educate them on what decoration is. Because I you know, I've been in the decorating industry for 15 years. Any way you could put ink on a substrate, I've seen it, been involved with it in some way. So, you know, being able to share that and have it not just, it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to like see it in person, all in the same room, which is really, really cool.
Wow. So before I jump in to more SF-1, the chat's a little, tune in. Tell us where you're from. Any questions you have, just say hello. The chats are open. If you just want to, you know, give a shout out to Dave, how much we love and appreciate him. Yeah, drop some comments. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
So from what I understand, this was a 2-day event. Like Wednesday was kind of, you know, people just came inside, kind of like looked around. What is this place? And day 2 was more in depth. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yep. The first day was really more of a welcome and a kind of greeting to the friends, the partners in the industry. There were even publications there as well. So it's nice to have some of that networking time. And with a small audience like this of a, you know, as much as we could fit in, these are the people who kind of, I consider the, you know, the thought leaders of the industry, whether they work for, you know, we had some promo kind of publications there, ASI and Teresa, the almost entire Printing United team, which that event is coming up, Printing United Expo. If you are on the fence about going down to Orlando this year, Printing United is always such an incredible time. And it's almost too much to pack into 3 days. So having all of those people come on in and just get a chance to talk. And that's where, you know, these conversations start to snowball and it becomes so much more. And I'm sure like this facility may have been born from some of these networking events. And that's the thing about going to any event in our industry. You'll find everybody super welcoming. So please don't be intimidated if you're on the fence about going to any show, right? Whether it be a STAHLS event or not. And it's not just so much when you look at, say, impressions, or which Dallas is coming up in a couple weeks too. And I'm really excited to get down there. If anybody's watching and you're headed down, let me know you're coming and I'll come see me, and the rest of the STAHLS team will be more than happy to chat. But it's not so much just the, you know, seeing the show floor, seeing the equipment, but it is talking, it's sharing ideas. And that's one thing I've always really appreciated about the apparel decoration industry is it's not, we're all in competition, right? Like everybody is in competition, but we're so willing to collaborate and really bring the entire industry up. I came from the music industry too, right? And while that wasn't a competition at all, there was such kind of animosity of, oh, that guy got that gig and like, we're not going to go support him. But it's just, it warms my heart and it makes me so happy to be a part of the apparel decoration industry when you have everybody collaborating, really coming together. So it's the people, spend time to go to those networking events. So that's one thing I love about events like this is just being able to share ideas, talk to people, see what they're working on, see what they're excited about. Everybody kind of has their own little different perspective or different specialty in the industry, and we all learn from each other. So that was like night 1. Night 2 had the entire STAHLS leadership team, even Ted and Mary Stahl, and it's great to be able to see them for a ribbon cutting ceremony to kind of open the facility. Wow. And this is kind of in conjunction with like the Chamber of Commerce up there as well. They made a big event of it. And I mean, it truly is special to have this facility up there of, you know, all of these innovative decoration techniques and for STAHLS to be leading it. I'm very proud to be working for STAHLS and be part of the team. and just a small part of the team, even though for a while I've been a visible part of the team, right? But there's so many people who work behind the scenes, and there's so much great vision that is always innovating. That's why STAHLS has been around for 92, 93 plus years now, because of the innovation. It's always reaching for the next rung on the ladder, even when that rung doesn't exist. Let's invent it, right? And I think that's been the spirit. And so to kind of have Ted and Mary Stahl echo that, and Carleen Gray, our CEO, Josh Ellsworth, Jason Tompkins, all of our leadership team there, and Dan Robinson, who's now the director of the SF-1 facility. Seeing it all come together and hearing from them was something special, right? So I'm sure you'll be seeing some content coming out. I know the entire video team was there capturing content the entire time. So I bet they're hard at work editing it right now as we speak. So we heard from them, and then actually got into the facility itself and toured kind of the entire workflow from when something would come into a facility, as well as be decorated, be organized, and be fulfilled to leave the facility. So really, truly a in-depth walkthrough for every decoration method, from heat printing, right, and embroidery to direct to garment. Liquid 3D was featured and definitely a showstopper, all the way to laser engraving and UV printing too. So
even UV,
expanding far beyond what is been, what I've even considered like traditional print on demand, where it's apparel, maybe hats, right? But looking to the future of hard goods, right? So there was so much happening and so much cool technology. I, if you don't already know, am a huge nerd about any way that you could print. It's the creative in me, it's the curiosity in me. And so it was awesome to really ask questions. And then the experts were there too, like whether it be, a heat transfer question. Now the facility does have, I didn't count them, but maybe 12 dual air fusions and ProPlace IQs to see all of those just working, with the scan to print functionality, that was just awesome to see in practice. Because we see the dual air fusion at shows, and it reminded me a lot of if you go to STAHLS TV and look at the U.S. Colorworks shop visit we did with Marshall Adkinson and the heat press transformation. It very much felt like kind of being in that facility, and you could see those. The inspiration that we took from decorators just like that. But that's really the core of this Fulfill Engine network, right? So we've seen how, and that's also the beauty of Fulfill Engine too. It's not just developed by developers. It was developed and coded and refined on the shop floor. So it's made by decorators for decorators. And it really, truly unlocks this really powerful, unlimited, scalable capacity with consistent quality for smaller brands or even distributors, team dealers, right, that are typically outsourcing everything. It really, truly enables that across the entire network. This is just one facility to kind of highlight that.
Incredible. And while you were sharing, the chat is look at these chats coming in. Thank you. So there's a couple questions, Dave.
Let's answer them.
Let's do this. So from at Kicks Clothing, do you think Liquid 3D will be offered with just a sticker backing for helmets, like baseball helmets?
Hope I don't get in trouble, but we did preview. They did have a few samples from the product team. I don't know if it's coming down the line or when a timeline would be, but I did see some pressure-sensitive Liquid 3D. I don't know if it was just a prototype or a test, so I will stay somewhat mum on that for right now.
Okay.
But a wink and a nod, maybe.
Appreciate it.
Maybe. No official on the record answer whatsoever at all.
Brandy. Oh, Dave. Brandy S. The event sounds wonderful. The Fulfill Engine also sounds like any design is possible, where the imagination is welcome and there is a way to make it happen. How awesome. Thank you for sharing details about this great addition to the world of decoration. Love hearing about this. Thank you, Brandy.
Yeah. That's boom, that's it, right? It
And the
was
podcast, boom. Brandy closed
innovation.
it.
Yeah, innovation and the imagination of what is possible. And truly it is, right? Where like, embroidery, a traditional decoration method. And then if you wanted to take that to the next level and do the gradients or textures that aren't necessarily possible, then there's liquid 3D, right? Like you have the capabilities of direct to film. You have the capabilities of direct to garment, and even like UV printing, like you said, even UV, yes, from drinkware, hard goods, and seeing even things that are looking forward to the future and the things that you're able to decorate, all for the benefit of the end customer too, right? Like one of the examples that were on the table at the UV printer station was like pop sockets. These things that like you typically would be ordering from overseas with a month-long turnaround time and a minimum quantity in the thousands. And everything in that facility, the minimum quantity is one. So like being able to do that and truly like to allow that to be still affordable for the end customer and sustainable and profitable for a decorator, right? It needs to be efficient. So that is all thought through on the entire process where there are no extra steps. Everything's driven by a scan to print QR code system from Fulfill Engine that truly makes it a super, super unique opportunity to see it all in one place.
Oh my goodness. There's more questions, Dave. Here we go. From Survivor Larry, what's the difference between liquid 3D from another dimensional patch like PVC?
Ooh, that is a fantastic question, and one that we got a lot in the past week since we've launched Liquid 3D. And that PVC, of course, has a minimum quantity, and you are kind of limited. You do have an X and Y axis, and you have the Z axis of the height of the patch itself, right? But you don't necessarily have the full customization of that Z axis, and you also can't add necessarily any textures. So where Liquid 3D truly stands out is it is a dimensional decoration with a minimum quantity of one, available on demand on headwear and bags. It is heat applied in a very similar way that, say, a PVC patch from STAHLS is. However, you have the ability to add textures to your design. You have the ability to add gradients or even smaller details that would never be possible with PVC. Now, I don't want to write off PVC at all, and it's probably Liquid 3D is the closest maybe in look and feel to a PVC patch. So that's definitely why a lot of the similarities get drawn there. But it definitely is way more kind of tuned into on demand. And the textures you could get in that are incredible. There's some examples that we were doing where like we were putting a golf ball texture on things. You could do, I think there's well over 30 textures in the Liquid 3D builder. And that's another thing that's different from any of the traditional patches and emblems at STAHLS is that there is no proofing and there are no setup fees. So when you create the design, and if you haven't seen the launch event, go to STAHLS TV on YouTube and go watch the launch event that Josh Ellsworth and I did a week ago, where we go in and build these in real time. We show off kind of what's possible with the builder, but you essentially drop a vector file in there and you could customize what's raised, what's not raised. You could change colors, you could create gradients, all in this online design experience. And it's more than, it's not necessarily a designer because you're uploading a file as kind of a blueprint to it. And then you're creating essentially a 3D model live in real time in front of you that you can move around and see the elevation, change edge effects, whether it's rounded or beveled. So think of it as everything you've ever wanted from patches and emblems, right? All in one builder, and you have that experience. But I don't want to write off the traditional patches and emblems at all, right?
Yeah.
Because for larger quantities, it's definitely going to be much more economical and the right product to choose. Now that Liquid 3D is available at any quantity, but it truly is suited for those smaller quantities or the on-demand, or when you don't want to make an upfront investment and take risk of styles that might not sell, or you're selling online, being able to take that item and not have to produce it or do essentially other than setting up the patch or the Liquid 3D emblem on a garment, whether it be a hat or a bag, that's all you have to do, right? And then as it sells on an online store, it's automatically fulfilled, at least until we release the loose patches logos ready to apply in early 2026.
Danielle, she just posted, here's the Liquid 3D video. Thank you, Danielle. Appreciate ya. Thank you. Dave, you have a shout out. Yeti Bite.
Oh, Gary, what's up, dude? It's been a long time. I hope you're doing well, bud.
He's asking, will there be Liquid 3D API to Shopify?
Yes. So Fulfill Engine is where Liquid 3D is currently available from, and it does have a native integration with Shopify. So you would build a product essentially on Fulfill Engine that would port right in. You could create custom mockups or do any of the controls on the Shopify side that you want to. But essentially, whatever blank you choose is going to also be represented in live inventory as well. So if you see it go out of stock, if that specific hat goes out of stock, I've had it to happen to me recently. This one specific Pacific Headwear hat, that was fun. But Pacific Headwear has some incredible styles. There's one that I love. And it just happened to go out of stock, but then you're not chasing back-ordered products, right? Like you have a system that's going to say, hey, this is out of stock in this colorway or a t-shirt size or anything like that through Fulfill Engine. But yes, there is a native integration that'll push directly to a Shopify store right now. I will say, just a little caveat to that, the base plan, if you run any of those API connections, it does require the Grow plan, which is the recently rebrand. They just changed the name to, I think, Grow. It's that middle tier Shopify, but it's going to put that two-way connection, right? So even when an order is fulfilled, it's going to immediately go into this production network. And then when it ships, it's going to connect back to Shopify and then communicate out to your customer through your Shopify to allow them to get that notification email, hey, your order's on the way, or your order's now received and in production, and then fulfill that through your Shopify dashboard as well. So it really, truly is super powerful. And currently, Fulfill Engine has white label capabilities to it. It is connected to Order My Gear, such a robust platform for regardless of how you're selling apparel, whether you're a team dealer, distributor, or a decorator yourself, and then as well as Shopify. So those integrations are in there, Gary.
Oh, this is your number one fan. He's got Yeti has another question. Do we have glow in the dark?
Glow in the dark, not yet. I have heard about some additional specialty effects coming. With the PVC patches available through STAHLS, you can get glow in the dark, which I believe at some of our trade shows is one of the samples that we have on our hat wall, right? So, and that's something too, I do want to shout out the STAHLS event team. I think they are best in class and best in the world. And they were, so they put so much work into this opening and it truly showed. And so they prepared us for this. So that was awesome. So I'll shout out to them, but they do an awesome job of samples too. So if you ever come out to a trade show, you'll definitely see those glow in the dark samples of PVC too. But I know some more samples are coming.
And Brandy asked, what is the production capacity at SF-1?
It is, I would want to say unlimited, right? And that was one thing that I truly took away, having been in so many decoration facilities, right? The investment that STAHLS has put in to allow this to be an innovation kind of center and playground, sandbox, if you will, for apparel decoration. The sheer amount of capacity that is available from, it's not it's not a small shop by any means, but it's not, a large shop, right? It's not the biggest I've ever been in, but it's just mind blowing, the capacity. And that's part of the automation and part of the workflows that Fulfill Engine really truly empowers, and the decoration technology in there too. So like I don't know if there's a specific number, and I'm sure it comes down to each decoration method, but it's built to kind of meet the service level agreement that Fulfill Engine has already set out for a maximum of 5 business days, which I think averages right around 3 business days right now for fulfillment.
Mhm.
That's through the network too. So that's not just this one facility. And that is something that I want to continuously reinforce here too, is that this is just one example of how decorators out there have already taken the Fulfill Engine software and really truly turned it into this powerhouse workflow to complement both their bulk business, right? There's so many shops that are still doing bulk alongside print on demand, just like US Colorworks in that video that we did. But I don't know if there's a quantifiable way to put a number on it.
Mhm.
But seeing just the production that they had while we were there touring the facility was it seemed to be almost unlimited.
Yeah. Wow, incredible. So, quick little shout out here from Lauren, just sharing that I've been using Fulfill Engine through Order My Gear store, and it's amazing. My clients have loved it this year. Thank you. Great.
That's
Thank you for sharing.
awesome. Yeah, awesome to hear. And I know, love the online stores from Order My Gear, and then the always open 24/7 fulfillment that is just so easy to set products up and meet the demands of your customer. Think of that team order, right? Where it's like there's always those 1 or 2 people who, after you would close a traditional bulk order, who go, "Oh, I missed it. I need it," right? And being able to sometimes produce those, you're scrambling around or manually sourcing. And that's one thing that Fulfill Engine completely eliminates, right? If an order is placed, it automatically is routing to a fulfillment center without you having to copy and paste or go and place a PO with your supplier or anything like that. It's all handled automatically in the background, allowing you to focus on, maybe standing up more stores or spending time growing your business, whether it be marketing or building relationships, right? Helping you focus on what you do best and what's going to make the most impact. And we've seen that from even like smaller decorators, right? Where it's, you want to maximize your time for the benefit of your business instead of getting bogged down in these, just data entry tasks
Yeah.
or sending emails or chasing orders around or, heaven forbid you buy or somebody buys a product that's now out of stock and now you're scrambling to find a replacement that's going to be comparable and other things and then you're 2 hours into it and you're like finally finding an option. There is much better use of that time that could truly make an impact to your business. So awesome to hear, Lauren. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, thank you. All right. Another question from Yeti, and then we'll conclude. So he asked, can I upload my own OBJ file?
Ooh, not yet, but I bet that's functionality that the team is working on somewhere down the road. Currently, right now, the builder supports vector PDF files exclusively. And while you can add gradients and some effects, it's best to have solid flat shapes and then import them into the designer. Think of it more as you're not submitting a print file, you are submitting a blueprint, right? That's going to help you build this 3D object. But I know Gary was doing a whole bunch of like 3D modeling even long ago when it was in its infancy. And so, man, it would be incredible to see the things that you could throw in there if you could take an OBJ file, which is a 3D kind of printing file, and being able to throw that in there. But I think the textures and stuff in there, maybe in a next generation, as this continues to grow, some of the sneak peeks that I saw were truly, I feel like they had to be these custom files. But I'm sure one day we will open that up. Right now, we're making sure we could build capacity and get it in the hands of decorators, distributors, team dealers out there who could take this sample and really inspire what's possible with it. Now, one thing I will say too, it's Liquid 3D's only really been publicly available here for a week, 2 tops. It's blending all together for me, and I can't get my dates right. But being in that facility and seeing real live orders being fulfilled in there, I am absolutely blown away by the creativity and imagination of decorators out there who are currently using it. It took me definitely, a few times playing with it to really get comfortable with the tool and really start to push what's possible. And I'm blown away by our industry all the time, but this truly was one of those moments where I'm going through bins as things are getting ready to ship out and like, oh my God, I never thought about doing something like that. The way they took dimension on this and they split that edge, they like decorators are up and running already, or distributors, anybody selling custom apparel and interested in Liquid 3D are taking it above and beyond whatever I thought was possible. And just seeing that it just filled me with so much inspiration too. So I'm sure you're going to start seeing people posting about it on the Heat Press for Profit Facebook group, right? If you're already maybe even tuning in from there, absolutely incredible stuff. And please keep it coming. Keep stretching the imagination. Gary, request a Fulfill Engine account. I want to see what you're going to be able to do in this thing. And I know Gary's a skilled graphic designer in his own right and illustrator. So seeing some of those things is going to be incredible.
So my final question is, with SF-1, with the support, how is this going to strengthen relationships with decorators and our partners?
So it truly is a collaborative effort, right? So it didn't happen in a vacuum. It didn't happen from one company. This would not be possible without partners in the industry, from distributors like Sanmar to equipment manufacturers like Hotronix or Melco or Rock. There are so many pieces that need to fall in place of the puzzle to make it all run smoothly. And that's truly the impact that it's going to make to decorators at the end of the day. And not just to decorators or distributors or anybody selling custom apparel, but the end customer, right? So we live in this world that has been kind of e-commerce dominated and also shaken to the core by Amazon. Everybody expects this quick turnaround solution where you could buy something online. And with customization, obviously there are things, pieces of the puzzle that have to fall in the right place to make that happen. And so to have a solution that truly does focus on that and push that forward is for truly the benefit of all.
Absolutely. And I appreciate, Dave, what you said earlier, what was something that stood out, and you said connecting.
Yep.
And that's what I like to share to our, whether it's at a trade show, talking to attendees, doing an education class at ASI. My goal is to see how can STAHLS or Hotronix or Fulfill Engine or STAHLS Transfer Express, how can we be a partner with you? Because oftentimes they see us, I got to place an order. we got to keep the lights on at the end of the day. But our goal is we want to have a partnership with you and help you to be confident and capable decorators all across the board. So with that being said, Dave, do you have any closing remarks?
No. Take advantage of all the tools that you can right now. And the one thing, too, that I think was stressed about Fulfill Engine, and I don't want to go on a tangent too long here, but I know I've used other print-on-demand services, that are out there, right? And I know the number one thing, talking to decorators and having experienced it myself, is that the quality aspect of it, right? Where I am essentially going to sell something to a customer that's going to ship directly to them, and I'm not going to see it before it reaches my customer. And there is a lot of that anxiety that comes along with that, because that quality is representing your brand. And that is truly such a key to the Fulfill Engine puzzle, is the production kind of recipe or blueprint that is standardized across whatever facility it's decorated at. And Ultracolor Max, right? The industry leading direct-to-film transfers are the same at any facility. So the quality is going to be the same. You're going to have those same, embroidery thread colors. When you set the product up, that's never changing, right? And I know there's some services out there where like you could pick a specific vendor to send it to, and some are more pricey than others. And that's not the case here with Fulfill Engine. Fulfill Engine is going to route the order to the nearest decoration facility to the end customer to reduce on shipping costs, but you don't have to worry about quality. And currently, the Fulfill Engine replacement request rate is at about 0.5%. So that means 99.5% of all orders are on time and perfect quality, right? There's a certain standard of quality that is above and beyond what even like some decorators find acceptable for themselves. And we want to exceed that with Fulfill Engine. And then the system truly, with its scan to print standardized practice, regardless of what facility it's being decorated at, they see a mock-up on screen. So even say UV printing on a mug just like this, when the item is created, you know, whoever's setting that store up is selecting even what side of the mug to put it on. And so when it's in a decoration facility, they'll see a mock-up on screen that shows the handle on a specific side. So the decoration, nothing is ever misprinted from placement, right? And it's never going to reach the end customer, or 99.5% of the time, not going to reach the end customer, right? Of course, mistakes always are going to happen in the world, right? They're going to happen. But that is far exceeding the industry standard. The industry standard replacement rate right now is up to 3%, which is quite high, right? And we've always seen that in like traditional screen printing or bulk orders too. There's that 3% kind of replacement rate that we see. So Fulfill Engine, the decorator network, and facilities all across the country, not just at SF-1, truly are built to enable that. And that's what the software does best, so that you could, feel confident in selling it to any customer in any market. And you don't have to worry that, that quality is not going to be what it is when it shows up to that end customer.
Absolutely. And with that being said, Dave, always such a privilege and an honor getting to talk, nerd out with you, talking about the industry. And thank you for walking us through SF-1. I really do appreciate your insights and, just being a part of the STAHLS, the STAHLS team.
Yeah.
And we love you. And everybody, happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you on the next one. I'm Liz with STAHLS, and Dave, thank you so much again for being a part of this.
Always happy to help. Always happy to help. And be on the lookout for, be sure you're subscribed to STAHLS TV. I know the video team is going to be coming out with a whole bunch of insider kind of looks into that facility. So, stay tuned.
Can't wait. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.